Hi, we're just going to talk a bit here about payment gateways and how to receive payments on your website for all your lovely goods so you can accept your money. There are basically three different ways that you can receive money on a website. There's the do-it-yourself solution, which is where you gather credit card information yourself and you process it yourself via your own means. There's server integrations via API, which means that the data is basically passed from your website to another website in a handshake transaction. And then there's the redirect solution, which means that the customer, the buyer, is actually redirected to a totally different site to complete the transaction and come back. That third method used to be the preferred method, or at least it was a very standard method. You'd be quite familiar a few years ago with clicking around on a site, getting your shopping cart sorted, pressing go, and being redirected. And it always felt a little bit of a cop-out. It felt as if the people on the site didn't want to handle the card, it was being passed away elsewhere, it was somehow under someone else's control, you were a bit suspicious. So, in fact, people became more trusting of the DIY solutions. For example, if you buy on certain big brand sites, you'll find that they're actually gathering the credit card data, you're putting the data straight into their website, and their own systems in the back end are processing the credit card information. That sounds great, but actually, certainly as a small business, you don't want to be doing that for various reasons, but the most important one is obviously security and holding the data. Because as soon as you get anywhere near credit cards, all sorts of different protections become required for your servers involving PCI compliance, which, long story short, means that you have to have very specific rules over who has access to the servers, when code is changed, when code is updated, when it's validated, and so on. So for anyone who's a small operation, that's just an absolute non-starter. The intermediary solution, the server redirect and API integration, this is quite a good method. The main benefit is that people stay on your site, or as far as they're concerned, they stay on your site while the transaction is taking place. And you tend to put something in the middle of the page, which is a spinning timer or some such, that just shows them that something is happening. And actually in the background, your system's talking to some sort of payment card gateway, and then being given yes or no based on the credit card information. That's okay, but if you're developing your own website, that can be quite a complex thing to integrate, simply because you have to have the full list of API functions from the credit card supplier. You have to go through lots of testing back and forth of all the different scenarios. What if someone doesn't enter this? What if someone does enter this and doesn't enter that, and so on. So that can be quite a lot of work and quite therefore expensive to get going. And on the plus side, as I say, it is relatively seamless. They stay on your site, and people do trust it because they're still on your site. But it is complicated and expensive. One of the main reasons that the third option of redirection has come back into play is actually because of these software as a service websites now. And what we mean by that is simply that you host your website on someone else's shopping cart, it's someone else's problem, they've built it, and you just skin it. You put your own logos, your own products, your own photos on it. The reason it's come back, redirection is back in the frame again, is that for these guys it's much easier simply to get you to enter your PayPal account into your software cart. When people make a purchase, they get redirected to PayPal, as an example. And on the PayPal page, you've simply said to PayPal, please transact this amount for this email address, and then really they're handed over to PayPal for the duration of that, and then passed back again to the website. So it's a relatively clean way of allowing just about anybody to transact from day one. Some software solutions do allow you what we might call the second method, which is quite an integrated method using Web Payments Pro through PayPal. But just to get going on day one, actually the old view in that redirecting was a bit mucky, a bit cheap and cheerful, really has disappeared now, and we're hearing from our clients and from our customers a lot more people say, we like the fact that we were redirected to PayPal, we transact on PayPal all the time, we send money to friends with it, we buy all our shopping with it, so actually getting into the PayPal world is a great thing for us. So don't feel that just because you've got a redirection you're in any way less than the bigger sites. It's all about payment transactions that are quick, they're reliable, they're fully traceable, so if anyone does have a query you can go back to them with transaction codes and so on. They're easily reversible. That's a very important point. So if someone does change their mind, or if there's a fault with a product, you can sort that out. So yes, okay, people like PayPal may charge you a fair amount of money in terms of a percentage, but you're saving an awful lot of money in terms of upfront development costs. So actually you have to weigh that up and think, well, over a lifetime, maybe I'm spending more doing it this way, but actually I'm better off getting going with PayPal, being able to transact from day one in a trusted environment, and best of all, you can even put the PayPal logo on your website, which always makes people happy. I hope that's been helpful.